In this lesson, we will see how we can render wireframe for our character. Okay, so we'll have to go through a few steps. So first step is we have to apply a new material for all the character. So let's select the whole character. Let's get rid of all these other things. Okay, and apply a plain material. So I'll go to favorites, I'll choose Lambert. Okay, so now we just have one simple material applied to all the characters. Let's choose the material. Okay, and from the material we have to go to the shading group just by clicking on this little inputs button. Click on that, and that takes us to the shading group, and inside the shading group we have the Lambert one. If you scroll down to mental ray, choose contours, there's an option called enable contour rendering. Now keep in mind this option will be available only if you have enabled mental ray. If it is not showing, what you can do is go to Window, choose Settings and Preferences, Plugin Manager. There you should be able to find Maya to mr.mll. So if this is not loaded, you may not be able to find it here. So make sure that you tick this loaded on and auto load on. Sometimes it may not show here, it might be inside here, so you'll have to search for it. So once you got mental ray enabled, you will get all these options. Go inside contours and enable contour rendering. Now here you can choose what kind of color you want. I'll leave it to white for now, which we can change later. So once you have enabled contour rendering, now we have to also do the same in our rendering settings. Let's go to display render settings. Now Maya software render does not support rendering the wireframe. So let's change this from Maya software to mental ray. In mental ray, the common settings are the same, just like Maya software, but all the other options are different. Let's go to quality and change this quality presets to production. Let's go to features, scroll down until you find contours. Open this up and enable contour rendering. And then we will have to go inside draw by property difference and turn on around all poly faces. Tick this on, now you make a test render. As you can see, it shows the wireframe. Now the wireframe is too thick. If you find that it is too thick, what you can do is you can go back to the Lambert, that is the material that we have applied. Let's give a name for this wireframe. Go to the inputs, contours, and there's something called width. Now you can turn this value down. Let's say I'll make it 0.5. I'll just make a small render in this little region. Okay, that's small enough. Let me check how that looks here. I will have to put it in full size. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now for this render, we can turn off the shadow, which will actually improve the time that it takes for the render. Or I'll just choose this upper area. Let's go for the full size. Yeah, that looks good. So you can basically change the value until you get some result that you like. Next up, we will try to change the color and try to reduce the alpha a bit. That's better. I will reduce this alpha to 0.5 and I'll change the color to something like blue. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I think that's not too bad. I think it is better to keep it 0.5. Let me just render this. Okay, I think that's 0.5 is better. Now, depending on the size of your scene, you might have to choose different values. Okay, so once you get the satisfied result, you can render the whole scene. Now, disable the shadows, which will actually increase your, it will reduce the render time. So that's how to render wireframe inside Maya.